Well, first of all, I've always been interested in the fact that there was this creative principle that, in a sense, had a shadow side and perhaps a depth of mystery suggested by esoteric and occult studies dawn in the name of this being. And in some cultures it would be Saturn. In the Mediterranean culture, Saturn and Saturn forms, Set in the Egyptian mysteries, and in the allegories and mythological technical language that we find so many allusions because of advances in Egyptology since Napoleonic times. And also with the opening of Asia to the European and American explorations of consciousness by living in a different type of world, the tremendous factor of Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the Trimurti, the three in one, the three ultimate triad of creative mystery. I don't believe that we have to use these words in a rigid sense, because after all, they're mysteries, so they're beyond definition. But they're referred to as aspects. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Shiva is very important as a totemic god of the yogis. Set had his role in terms of the mysteries of night side, esotericism, all the secrets, the secret lore, things that were not there for obvious perception. Saturn, in terms of the elementary cosmology and astronomy of primitive Western cultures, outermost planet, the boundary of the universe, a tremendous mystique developed about that until the discovery of Herschel or Uranus in the 18th century, the age of reason, of induction, of rational explanation to dispel secrets. I brought them together because they should be together. They're cultural differentiations. They don't really represent three competitors. I think that's odd that even people should have that maybe suggestion. It couldn't be an idea. But nevertheless, when I talk about my art, I'm trying to emphasize the unity of it. Shiva-Set-Saturn, totemic gods, the braided hair, gestures, an eye in space, semi-profile figure of a male, a kind of creative principle, formal creative principle, not the matrix of creativity of Mulabrakati, but a principle that gives pattern, order, and organization and function in, I don't want to use the word order so many times, but it is order and existence. And it brings things together in a way that suggests the unity of essence and existence, of the ideal and the real. something debated and discussed with the medieval schoolmen, the Cartesian philosophers, Leibnizian rationalism, and Leibniz's dialogues with the rabbinical Kabbalists. All of these great enterprises of consciousness, all the brilliant discoveries of mathematics seem to amplify this whole concept. When I read the Principia Mathematica when I was at university, it seemed to be a symphony. Some people might say, is that music of some kind? Maybe it is. It's the music of the spheres. It is the principle of Shiva-Set-Saturn form giving a definiteness to the outpourings of nature's manifoldness, a very comprehensive and, I might add, necessarily comprehensive task. Without it, you would have chaos. You would have interruptions in the universe. Scientific instruments will tell you that things move smoothly. The only things that are unusual would be, shall we say, the weather, which is then governed by a predictive calculus of its own. Shiva-Set-Saturn, the color and the power suggest creativity. I always wanted Shiva to be a color not Saturnian but martial, because he's action, constant action. Even Saturn, the old father of the gods, father Set, Father Shiva. These father figures impose the DNA of the remotest ancestors on the DNA of Mula Prakriti. Likewise, most remote spaces and times, and bringing together in a fusion. This is very important philosophically. Shiva-Set-Saturn should be a temple in a temple of philosophers, or where people are being into being themselves, the being that is themselves, the being of the Sein und Geist of some future age. But is this painting subject of religion or philosophy? Or should it be rather kept in a temple where only, shall we say, purified souls may approach, in bodies that are battered from all the torments of existence? I think it should be everything. Shiva-Set-Saturn is a triad of its own. It is the triad of Shiva expressing itself multiculturally. I see it as very high energy, poised to give order wherever disorder should emerge. Chaos is always there. It is there because we notice it by the presence of Shiva-Set-Saturn. Thank you.